Welcome back. So far, we've covered dancing, dating, and dodging blows.
It's been quite the show.
Yeah, well, we've worked up an appetite now, so it's time for dinner. Remind us what you're making, Eoin.
So we're going to do Parmesan Crusted Salmon and a nice kind of mixed couscous salad. So it's really, really simple. We're actually not going to use the hob at all. Every time I hear, I've used less and less cooking utensils. So we have salmon in front.
You get them to do the washing up themselves.
Exactly, yeah, it's the main thing. So
That's true, sorry.
we'll do the breadcrumbs first. So I have some panko breadcrumbs here. You can buy them in every store now, or any breadcrumbs will work really, or old bread blended up at home. Breadcrumbs, we're going to do some fresh parsley. We're going to do our Parmesan cheese. Knock that in. Any cheese will work, doesn't have to be Parmesan itself. It can be mozzarella or it could be cheddar, anything at all.
The mozzarella's not going to be too gooey, is it, as a topping?
You could pop it in, or ideally with mozzarella, you could put that on top of the salmon as it's baking.
Yeah.
Any cheese that will grate will kind of work better.
I put all three cheeses on it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
A little bit of garlic powder, salt, pepper, and then some chili flakes and some mixed herbs. That's in there as well. So what we'll do is we'll just give that a toss, a stir. That's really the kind of nice, sweet, zingy, cheesy breadcrumb mixture. So we're going to get our salmon, darn. And again, you can bake them as they are. They're really healthy, really good. Omega-3s and 6s, really healthy. But this just adds a little bit of crunch, adds a little bit of flavour and character to the salmon too. So pick it up, just toss it in some beaten egg. Just make sure it's all fully well coated. And we'll go from here, thank God, into our breadcrumbs. So just toss that around. Using your fork, kind of push the breadcrumbs into the salmon itself. You can double dip if you want. You can go back into the egg, back into the breadcrumbs again. And you get this really nice, I'll pop this here, breaded salmon darn, okay? So again, it's not adding too much. We're not adding a whole pile of calories. We're just getting a nice kind of thin film on the salmon itself, okay?
Lovely.
So you can do that up for both of your salmon darns. So I'm going to pop that into the oven at 180 degrees for only about 15, 20 minutes. So salmon cooks really, really quickly. And when we take that out, I've done two a while ago. I turned them halfway through just so I could get a kind of crispy coating on both sides. But we get this really nice, crisp salmon darn.
Lovely.
And again, we don't overcook it. Fish cooks pretty quickly as opposed to chicken or beef. So 15 minutes, even have a look at it, flake a little bit away, and it'll be cooked in. So it'll even cook in the residual heat itself, all right?
Ah, okay.
So we'll put it aside for a second. Our couscous, one of my favorite carbohydrates. I've done it on the show many times. Dry couscous in a bowl, add hot stock. So chicken stock, vegetable stock, that's all you do. I've seasoned that with some garlic powder, cumin, smoked paprika. Anything at all will work. Pop your hot water in, cover it with a tea towel, live your life for 5 minutes, come back, and then lift it off, and your couscous is made.
That's it.
God, it's very easy.
So what we do is we get a fork, we fluff it up, like so. And again, all of those seasonings, all those herbs are kind of infused, and nothing is lost, which is the great thing. So to kind of pimp this up a bit, we have some sweet corn and red onion. We have some cherry tomatoes. And again, we're kind of looking for colour and for vibrance, and just to give a little bit of character to it as well. Some feta cheese and some sultanas. So again, pick and choose what you like. But the beauty is here, the colour, the flavour, and we'll do a little bit of salt and pepper on top of that as well. So give that a good crack through. We'll toss that through. And this is a great kind of side dish, a side salad to go with any meats,
That's
any
a dinner
fish.
in itself.
Yeah, it actually is.
Absolutely.
Stunning.
I always say that. If you could make that on a Sunday or a Monday, you can use that throughout the first couple of days of the week, Monday to Wednesday, as a side dish with fish on its own. You could incorporate a meat through it.
Because I find couscous very boring to eat, but I think when you've added texture like that,
absolutely,
with the crunch of the onion and tomato and sweet corn,
one of the biggest things is the stock you use. If you make it with boiling water, it will be boring. It is a very boring carbohydrate, but that's why it's so good, because it takes flavour really well and really easily.
Well,
On top of that, we'll just do a little bit of olive oil, it helps, and a little bit of lemon juice. Just a small glug, like so, and a small bit of lemon juice for a bit of acidity.
It's
and
like it's
serve it
got
up.
the colours of the rainbow in there.
Exactly, yeah, that's the beauty of it. So let's give that a toss, and then we'll get a plate, and we can crack on with this. So we're still kind of in that time of the year where people are health conscious, they're watching what they're eating, and this is a great one to kind of carry on. It's great for meal prepping, if you're doing up your dinners for the week, or if you have a busy house at home, do up that bowl, and it'll last you, 3 days in the fridge easily. And again, it's so versatile.
And Eoin, does your girlfriend like this?
She would be, yeah. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it as soon as I mentioned it.
I left it ages before I asked.
You told her that you weren't single. Did you really believe, Owen, that she was going to let that go?
I know. It's my own fault. It is. I'm telling you, it's a proven and tested recipe, so I can vouch for it.
Okay.
So again, a bed of kind of rocket salad. You have your mixed couscous throughout it. And again, you have kind of sweetness from the sultanas, you have the acidity from the lemon juice, and then a nice kind of Parmesan crusted cheese on top. A little bit of extra cheese is no harm. Some fresh parsley as well over the top. And then if you want to really fancy, if you're trying to impress someone, you can put a few lemon wedges along the side just to pop.
It sounds like Owen, because he's already road tested this with his own good lady, he's throwing advice out to single guys everywhere.
Yeah, that would be a very impressive dish.
I'll have my own show next year, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
And he
Bang
will.
a girl. That looks absolutely delicious.
It really does.
We were asking you earlier about your dating disasters. You said you'd had to be the ultimate wingman and rescue your mate who'd sort of been catfished on a date. Brian from Meath says, similar to Owen, I had to save my sister from a date once when he turned up looking nothing like his online pictures. She said that she was going to the toilet and she just made a swift exit. You can't judge on the looks, though, lads. You have to stick it out for the date.
I know, but he lied with the picture.
Can I say, in my friend's defence, it was a different person altogether. It was different photos. She had used a friend's photos. So
Oh, right.
So he isn't
Red
being
flag.
that bad of a person. I think it's important, even though no one knows him, it's important to vouch for him a little bit.
That's why toilets in restaurants have big windows.
Okay.
Elaine from Roscommon, I once went on a blind date that went extremely well. Really good-looking guy, very charming. Towards the end, I figured out that I briefly dated his brother a few years back. I was mortified.
Jill, our floor manager, wants to tell about her disastrous date.
What
Do you,
that?
Jill?
No.
Not even listening. Doesn't matter. That is all we have time for tonight. A big thank you to all of our guests and, of course, to Eoin Sheehan for his delicious salmon dish.
OK, Ray and Fanula Jones are here tomorrow at 6 to look after your Friday fix of 6. Bye-bye.